Edward Albee once said that when a critic begins to discuss the matter of a play and not the manner of a play, he ceases to become a critic and becomes a censor. And we in America hold very dearly our First Amendment rights, Chike, I'm wondering, to the extent that we take on this responsibility, this burden of responsibility and ownership and accountability, to what extent that begins to infringe on our right to make whatever movie or make whatever statement we want to make. Do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to do with ratio and understanding, and understanding. There's nothing wrong with having the right to say what you want to say and voice your opinion, but we also have to understand within that Black community, the window that we have to tell these stories to the masses is very small. Yes, and if 100% or 90% of the stuff that's getting through that window is not positive, then that's going to be our perception to the world and to the people that aren't of our culture. And so that's where the responsibility, if our window was vast and it was open and we could funnel whatever we wanted through, then we'd have balance and the ratio would be even, but the window's too small and we have to be conscious of the balance of what's getting through that window, So there's nothing wrong with having some of the negative stuff if it's offset by enough positive stuff.
That is unique to our culture, because we are trying to come from someplace and go somewhere.
Right.
And so...
and change the picture.
Improve.
Which is so yes, maybe this is something that, white artists or whoever, majority, don't have to think about. But this is something that we have to. When you talk about Black text, maybe this is our text. This is something that we have to think about, because we're not in a position of power, and we're trying to move towards that. And if we're doing things that prohibits that as a race by feeding these kind of images that constantly keep us down,
we're just slowing our progress.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's counterproductive.
Yeah. Where's Black film in 10 or 20 years from now?
I'm excited, honestly, about where things. There are a lot of things that can, it's tough not to be pessimistic sometimes. But I really believe if you stay with it and if we really just keep working at it, I definitely see, the improvements, and some of the things that we've complained about today, some of those things, if not already going in the right direction, continuing to move in the right direction.
I agree. I think, and I feel that way because I feel like we don't have to answer to anyone anymore. I think that we now have a way that everybody can have a voice because the technology is so cheap. And I think Black film has the opportunity now to have the voice that we've always wanted it to have.
I think you hit the nail on the coffin when you said we don't have to answer to anyone, because you got to understand the fact that we can even sit here right now and have a conversation about, like, the mentality-wise, that we can sit and have the time to have a conversation about Black film. Like 80 years ago, 90 years ago, nobody had the mentality wasn't to be able to sit down to talk about Black film because they were dealing with other issues, So we're such at the beginning stage of Black film.
The way everything is moving right now, 20 years from now, cinema, it might be a little scary because as you see, like on TV, a lot of shows that were scripted, like sitcoms, are all now reality shows. So I'm trying to think, in 20 years, they might move that into movies and we be watching real movies. I mean, real, I guess, long form, content that you would consider a movie, but it's real.
My answer is that 20 years from now, we won't be going to movies really to outside of our homes anymore, really, to go see movies. I think that's all going to change. But in the interim time, I'm going to wish all of you continued success and to keep fighting the good fight. What I'm hearing here is extraordinarily inspirational.